Welcome to the Columbus Area United Way Connecting Community podcast. This is where we interview local nonprofit leaders and explore how we can collaborate to have a thriving community. Welcome to Columbus Area United Way's Connecting Community. This is our episode 1, and I'm here with Tricia Faust with TeamMates. So welcome, Tricia.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. This is just an opportunity for us to tell the community in regards to what all these amazing nonprofits do. So with that being said, can you share some information in regards to what impact do you feel TeamMates has had upon our community?
Oh gosh, TeamMates has had an amazing impact on Columbus. I feel, not just if you look at the individual students, the hundreds of kids over the years that we have helped just by providing another caring adult in their life is huge. But I truly believe that mentoring has such a ripple effect. So, if we are building confidence in that child, or make them feel less depressed, maybe in some kids' case, or whatever the case might be. um, it doesn't just affect that child, it affects their family, it affects that classroom that child's in. It just has such a ripple effect in the entire community. So
And I
yeah.
should actually back up and just ask, so for those that are listening and tuning in regards to this, tell me first a little bit about yourself and how you became a part of TeamMates.
So I was approached back in 2000 about the possibility of being the teammates coordinator here in Columbus. Actually, we had just moved a couple years prior to that to Columbus. I was actually a teacher, a math teacher, before moving to Columbus. I had just had baby number 2, and really wasn't looking for anything full time. But somebody had approached me about TeamMates. I had never heard of it before, so I asked him to tell me a little bit about it, and I thought that would be the perfect job. A great way to help kids,
Mhm.
but not work full time. And I'm still here, almost 22 years later. So it's been very enjoyable for me.
So, with that 22 years of service in regards to TeamMates, tell the listeners in regards to it's obviously a mentoring program, but explain what TeamMates really is and what it does.
So TeamMates is a school-based mentoring program that's what makes it a little different. And so all of our volunteers spend one class or one lunch period each week with the child at their school. So it's a very safe environment. It's doesn't cost the mentor anything because they're just coming into the school. We provide each school with a Rubbermaid full of more. Different board games and
Mhm.
card games, different activities for them to do. Some mentors bring in some things. My sister, for example, loves to do crafts, and so does her teammate. And so they do crafts together. So, yeah, it's a school based mentoring program where we just match up members in the community
Mhm.
with a child at their school. Usually it's junior high age, so typically sixth, seventh grade,
Okay.
but we have gone a little lower than that, and always have some exceptions that are a little older. But we match them up, and then the hope is that they would stay together through high school graduation.
So, with that and your knowledge and experience, what would be some misconceptions that you would want the public to know in regards to mentoring and TeamMates?
So, a big misconception is that since it's school based, that it is a tutoring program, and that is absolutely not the case. I'd really struggle to find volunteers if that was the case. I
Mhm.
think a lot of mentors will joke about that, like if I have to do fifth grade math, I'm out of here. But
I'd be one of them.
so yeah, it's just simply to provide another caring adult. Really, all you have to do is be there and listen. Those are really and care. Those are really the only requirements. So
So I know from working with you and being part of Columbus Area United Way and the partnership, as well as actually being a mentor myself and working for TeamMates for a short period of time, I know that and have seen the impact that it can make. But can you share some stories, maintaining confidentiality, and what that impact looks like, and how people can really hear the difference that it's making in the lives of youth in our community?
Sure. Gosh, there's so many I could share with you. One of my favorites, and hopefully listeners haven't heard this too many times at other events that I've spoke at, but one of my favorites is a girl named Cecia, and she has given permission to tell her story.
Mhm.
She probably started about sixth grade. Uh, at Sunrise Elementary, if people remember that school that no longer
Mhm.
exists. And the principal at the time had just said she'd be a great candidate for teammates. She's kind of a negative leader, and I had never really heard anyone use those terms before, but just a
Interesting.
great leader, but in a negative way. And if we could get that to be a more positive
Mhm.
um, leader role for her, this girl could move mountains. And so she was matched up, and they continued to meet each year. And yeah, by senior year, she was involved in so many things in school, and she was a first generation college student, went to UNK, ended up getting her master's degree in psychology, and she is now in Omaha as a counselor
Mhm.
helping other kids and families. Um, but she will be the first to tell you that would not have been her path had it not been for her teammate Jeannie. And we have a couple others that actually another one, Sam, very similar situation as far as she is also now a counselor, has her master's degree. Um, Mac, he was in Teammates, and then he really, at his fraternity in Lincoln, um, he got their focus to be Teammates, and focused on the Teammates Plus side of Teammates, which
Okay.
is the secondary education piece to Teammates. And he's just doing great things. He's been on the board, the student board with Teammates. He has uh, done some great things as far as getting funding for scholarships for kids in college that are in Teammates. There's so many success stories over the years. Yeah,
Hard to
just
pick
tons.
just one,
Yeah, it is
right?
hard to just pick one. There's tons, tons of great things that are happening with the mentoring here.
That's amazing. So, we know that the youth, I mean, from when we went to school and growing up, today's youth are faced with many different obstacles and barriers. What would you say, in your opinion, are some of those challenges that youth face today that, as adults in our community, that we need to be aware of?
Well, I think everything, so much of what you hear of is, kind of stems around the social media piece,
Hmm.
and how they feel that that has increased depression and suicide rates with kids and so forth. And then certainly that is, not the case with, all our teammates by
Right.
any means, but by providing another caring adult, just one more sounding board for that child, if we can prevent some of that from happening, our mentors come in, and their teammates is very, just such a positive piece for them each week. And so if our mentors can go in and highlight the things that those kids are doing great, they look forward to that, and yeah, hopefully it can make some of those insecurities that they have go away in time.
And I mean, I'm an advocate for, of course, mentoring. And I think all of us, and even listeners, if you think about your own life, there's someone that has been a mentor to you, whether it was in a regulated type program such as Teammates or just in life in general. And so it doesn't take much to be that mentor, right? It's really about connection and willingness to just listen oftentimes and just hear where that person is coming from.
Absolutely.
Um, so, with that, I know that you mentioned the aspect of mental health and things like that. So, when someone might be interested in being a mentor, are there resources that you provide to support your mentors and how they can engage or have conversations in some of those if something like that were to arise?
Absolutely. Tim Hamilton is the coordinator with
Hmm.
me, and we are there every step of the way. So, initially, a mentor, after they apply and go through their background checks and all that, they have to go through a training before they begin. And, it's only a couple hours long, so we can't go over everything, but we try to put some tools, in your
Hmm.
belt to help get you started. But really, everything is case by case. There's not going to be a page in our training manual for everything out there. And so we just encourage our mentors that if something comes up that you're not comfortable handling or not sure what to say or whatever, um, you know, don't be afraid to admit to the kids, I don't know. I guess I don't have a lot of experience in that, but
Hmm.
I will be an advocate for you. I will help you find the resources that you need or whatever the case might be. Being in the school setting, it's great because we have access to the students' counselors,
Hmm.
and they are a wonderful resource. And have a lot more knowledge than I do, that's for sure. But certainly, we encourage our mentors to just give us a call in our office, and we will help in any way we can. So.
Perfect. And so, if someone wanted to get involved, one, first being a mentor, how would they do so?
So they can go to call our office, but our application is now online. So just go
Okay.
to teammates.org, apply to mentor, and that will get the ball rolling. We are notified as mentors apply. And like I said, they'll begin processing your application, doing the background checks and all that,
Mhm.
child abuse check. And then we do the training. And then one of us will be there when you get started, which is one of my favorite parts of my job is starting new matches, being there that first day. Um, it's so much fun. And just seeing them at the start and then kind of watching that relationship develop over the years is incredible. So,
And if someone had a child or a youth that they thought, hey, this would be a great program for them,
mhm.
how would they go about getting involved as well?
Very similar. You can give our office a call, which is 402-564-8326, which
Okay.
spells out team. Give our office a call, go on our website. All of the chapters' contact information is on there. Uh, and then, or another avenue would be to contact the school's counselor. They know how to get a hold of us as well, and see if they feel that teammates would be a good fit for them. And then there is an online application that I would send that parent to fill out and get parental consent, and we're good to go.
Perfect. And what schools again are teammates involved in?
So we are at SCOTUS, we are at Columbus Middle and Columbus High School, and we're at Lakeview Junior Senior High, as well as the two elementary schools that feed into that. So Platte Center Elementary and Shell Creek Elementary. Um, I mentioned we have some exceptions here and there. I know the central office goes as low as third grade.
Okay.
We really haven't done that here in our area just because we'd be spread so thin in so many
Hmm.
buildings.
Hmm.
Um, but that's not to say we haven't made an exception here and there. But we've also had some students that maybe went to the Duncan Day School for a while, and pretty much every time our mentor has followed them there, if that was the case. Um, and we have, obviously chapters all over. So when a student transfers, we can see to it that they can continue in teammates in those communities as well.
Perfect. So, the world of nonprofit is always changing and evolving. But one question I like to ask is if you had the one go to karaoke song for
Oh my
you,
gosh.
what would that song be?
Oh boy. I am not a singer. You didn't
What?
tell me you'd be asking this
I
question.
know. What is the one you would want to be singing, whether you sing in the car or sing in the shower when that song hits?
Oh boy. Okay, so my sisters and I, if any of them were listening, they would have shouted this out already. And I don't even know, is We Are Family? Is that the name of the song?
Yeah, we
Okay.
are
You
family.
know the song if it's not the official name, but that is kind of we are known to have some fun with that song when we are together with our sisters, but very pertaining to teammates as well because we do feel, at least I hope all the mentors and mentees feel like a part of a family. Within teammates, it is school based and it is so it's spent at school and it is one to one, but we do occasionally have some group activities, and so I hope that those kids especially can feel a part of something a little bigger, that is like a club to be
Yeah.
in. Um, and so, yeah, I guess I would say that
We
for
are
myself.
family. Most definitely. Well, thank you for being the difference in our community and all that you do. So we appreciate having you.
Well, thanks for having me and letting me to share a little bit about teammates. So
Yes.
thanks, Hope.
You're welcome.